Council an incredibly valuable part of the job. Her perspective and length of experience is unique and utterly invaluable. Her first Prime Minister in 1952 was Winston Churchill. Like him and all those that have followed, I can testify that she is quite simply one of the best audiences in the world. There's no one else in public life that any Prime Minister can really speak to in total confidence. And no other country has a head of state with such wisdom and such patience. Mr. Speaker, there are some who suspect that at times I may have put her patience to the test. In the play The Audience, the character who portrays me goes on and on about Europe for so long that she falls asleep. But I can guarantee this has never happened. I may not have kept my promise not to bang on about Europe in every forum, but this is certainly the one where I try the hardest. Of course, Mr. Speaker, as some have pointed out, she is now entering her 10th decade. Her Majesty is starting to take things a little easier, which is why in the last year alone she's only undertaken 177 public engagements. Mr. Speaker, in 90 years, Her Majesty has lived through some extraordinary times in our world. From the Second World War, when her parents, the King and Queen, were nearly killed as bombs dropped on Buckingham Palace, to the rations with which she bought the material for her wedding dress, from presenting the World Cup to England at Wembley in 1966, to man landing on the moon 3 years later, from the end of the Cold War to peace in Northern Ireland. Throughout it all, as the sands of culture shift and the tides of politics ebb and flow, Her Majesty has been steadfast, a rock of strength for our nation, for our Commonwealth, and on many occasions for the whole world. As her grandson Prince William has said, time and again, quietly and modestly, the Queen has shown us all that we can confidently embrace the future without compromising the things that are important. As Her Majesty said in her first televised Christmas broadcast of 1957, it is necessary to hold fast to ageless ideals and fundamental principles, and this requires, and I quote her words, a special kind of courage which makes us stand up for everything we know is right, everything that is true and honest. In this modern Elizabethan era, Her Majesty has led a gentle evolution of our monarchy. From that first televised Christmas Day message, over 3 decades before cameras were allowed into this House, to the opening up of the royal palaces, invention of the royal walkabout, she's brought the monarchy closer to the people, while also retaining its dignity. Her role as Supreme Governor of the Church of England has also been incredibly important to her. She's often said that her life is inspired not only by her love of this great country, but also by her faith in God. As she said, I know that the only way to live my life is to try to do what is right, to take the long view, to give of my best in all that the day brings, and to put my trust in God. And in standing up for Christianity, she has been clear that the Church of England has a duty to protect the free practice of all faiths in our country. Mr. Speaker, Her Majesty always performs her constitutional duty as head of state impeccably, but as head of our nation, she is held in even higher regard for the way she represents the United Kingdom. It's rightly been said by some constitutional experts that Her Majesty the Queen is the only person born in the United Kingdom who is neither English, Scottish, Welsh or Northern Irish. She is all and none of these things and can represent all the nations of the United Kingdom on an equal basis in a way that no president ever could. She has also constantly represented the nation to itself when abroad. Foreign leaders from President Truman to Nelson Mandela and Ronald Reagan have all testified to her extraordinary ability both to represent this country and understand the world. On her hugely important and healing state visit to Ireland in 2011, Her Majesty began her remarks in Irish and spoke about the history of the troubled relationship between the UK and Ireland. She did so with a kindness as well as an authority that went far beyond anything that would be possible for an elected politician. As a diplomat and ambassador for the United Kingdom, she has represented our country on 266 official visits to 116 different countries. And as I saw again at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Malta last year, she has made an extraordinary contribution to the future of our Commonwealth, growing it from 8 members in 1952 to 53 today. In doing so, she's helped to build a unique family of nations that spans every continent, all the main religions, a quarter of the members of the United Nations, and nearly a third of the world's population.